Hello, welcome. I'm Simon, one of the readers in the parish. First of all, Sarah's going to bring today's passage to us.
Luke chapter 19, verses 41 to 45. Jesus weeps over Jerusalem. As Jesus approached Jerusalem and saw the city, he wept over it and said, "If you, even you, had only known on this day what would bring you peace, but now it is hidden from your eyes. The days will come upon you when your enemies will build an embankment against you and encircle you and hem you in on every side. They will dash you to the ground, you and the children within your walls. They will not leave one stone on another, because you did not recognize the time of God's coming to you."
There is a church on the Mount of Olives, about halfway down, from where you can see over the whole of Jerusalem. I know this as I was there just over 2 years ago. The church is called Dominus Flevit. Jesus wept. It remembers the incident we've just heard when Jesus wept over Jerusalem as he was approaching it for the final time. Dominus Flevit is a teardrop-shaped church. Being still for a few moments there gave me the chance to make a real connection with the time of Jesus. When did you last cry? Why was that? Was it because you were so sad? Or perhaps you had no words left? Or because you were frustrated? Because it was a weepy film? Or because Jamie made it through to the next round in Strictly? Perhaps you were angry. Jesus is recorded as crying twice. Once at the death of his friend Lazarus, and then here. On both occasions, the tears are not signs of weakness, as some of us were brought up to think, but they are expressions of the humanity Jesus possessed, and with which he identified, and still identifies. Jesus knew what would happen to him in less than a week's time, and what would happen to Jerusalem in less than a generation's time. Jesus' tears are the tears of love and of frustration. Jesus weeps here because the people have rejected him and God's offer of salvation, and they have brought judgment on themselves. Our tears are rarely the end of the story, and Jesus' tears are certainly not. Jesus' comfort and love go beyond the human. Here is a lovely way of capturing this thought from a Christian teacher, Gregory of Nazianzus, some 300 years after Jesus. He began his ministry by being hungry, yet he is the bread of life. Jesus ended his earthly ministry by being thirsty, yet he is the living water. Jesus was weary, yet he is our rest. Jesus paid tribute, yet he is the King. Jesus was accused of having a demon, yet he has cast out demons. Jesus wept, yet he wipes away our tears. Jesus was sold for 30 pieces of silver, yet he redeemed the world. Jesus was brought as a lamb to the slaughter, yet he is the good shepherd. Jesus died, yet by his death he destroyed the power of death. We often cry because of circumstances or problems, but do we cry like Jesus cried? Do we cry for the state of our own country, where many people are jobless and have lost hope? Do we shed tears for countries rich in natural resources, stripped of such resources by their leaders and corrupt officials? Do we cry for the corruption of the rule of law and its failure to protect citizens equally? Do we cry for parents whose children are refugees and their fate unknown? Do we still possess hearts of compassion that cry for the weak, poor, oppressed and the exploited? Do we have tears for those who have turned away from God and who seek fulfillment elsewhere? Or have we become so desensitized to the human condition or so self-centered that we only cry for ourselves? One effect of lockdown is that it has often turned us inwards, to care primarily for those close to us emotionally. We need to examine our own hearts to see whether we have enough compassion to shed tears for those we don't know. Jesus held humanity and divinity in a unique blend. We should experience his love for us in such a transformative way that we cry for those who haven't experienced it themselves or who deliberately turn away from this love. I finish with another thought-provoking quote, this time from Blaise Pascal. Knowing God without knowing our own wretchedness makes for pride. Knowing our own wretchedness without knowing God makes for despair. Knowing Jesus Christ strikes the balance because he shows us both God and our own wretchedness. So whether you are smiling or tearful today, may you know the God who meets us where we are and whose love transforms us and our engagement with the world. Amen.